The Academy of Interspecies Combat Arts prided itself on teaching warfare techniques from across the galaxy. Today's advanced dueling class had drawn a crowd, as the Sorian exchange students were demonstrating their traditional dominance displays. At 7 feet tall with scales that shifted from emerald to obsidian, the Sorian seniors were impressive specimens. Their species had evolved from apex predators on a high-gravity world where intimidation meant survival. Their roars could literally shake buildings, palsy prey with fear, and establish dominance without throwing a single punch. Today, you will learn why Sorians have never lost a psychological warfare engagement, announced Vextor, the largest of the exchange students. His throat sac inflated, scales bristling outward like armor plating. We will demonstrate on volunteers. Several students from various species stepped back. A few brave Altarians and one Regellan accepted the challenge, only to crumple within seconds when faced with the full sensory assault of a Sorian threat display. The roars reverberated through their bones, triggered primal fear responses, and left them trembling on the mat. Vextor's satisfaction was evident as his tail swished across the floor. You see, physical combat is unnecessary when your opponent's mind surrenders first. This is why Sorians sit on the Galactic Security Council. We end conflicts before they begin. I'll try. The quiet voice belonged to Emma Watson, a human exchange student who'd been reading something on her tablet in the corner. She was perhaps 5'4", wearing standard academy training clothes, her brown hair tied in a simple ponytail. The Sorians exchanged amused glances, their inner eyelids flickering, their species equivalent of laughter. Vextor's massive form towered over Emma as she stepped onto the mat. "Human," he said, not unkindly. "Your species is known for endurance and creativity, not intimidation. You have no fangs, no claws, no natural weapons. This will be educational but brief." Emma tilted her head slightly. "Maybe. Should we begin?" Vextor obliged with a display that had sent hardened warriors running. His scales rattled like thunderous rain, shifting through aggressive color patterns. His throat sac expanded to twice its size as he unleashed a roar that shattered the practice mirrors along the wall. The sound was specifically tuned to trigger mammalian fear responses, a frequency that bypassed conscious thought and spoke directly to the amygdala. Emma raised an eyebrow. The entire gymnasium fell silent. Vextor's roar tapered off into confused silence. "Is that it?" Emma asked. The Sorian's confusion turned to rage. He escalated, adding pheromone releases that promised violence, his claws extending to their full length. His 3 rows of teeth gleamed as he bellowed again, this time adding the subsonic frequencies that could cause organ failure at close range. Emma raised her other eyebrow, forming an expression of mild disappointment. "I grew up in Detroit," she said conversationally. "My neighbor's chihuahua was louder than this, and significantly more intimidating." Vextor stumbled backward, his display faltering. Among Sorians, failure to intimidate meant complete loss of social standing. But Emma wasn't finished. She pulled out her phone and showed the screen to the gathered crowd. "This is my pet cat, Mr. Whiskers. Last week, he stared down a vacuum cleaner for 40 minutes without blinking. Would you like to see the video?" The other Sorian seniors tried to salvage the situation, joining Vextor in a coordinated display, something that had once caused an entire battalion to surrender during the Proxima conflicts. Emma yawned. Not a fake yawn. A genuine, crushing, soul-destroying yawn of absolute boredom. "Sorry," she said, not sounding sorry at all. "I stayed up late watching old Earth horror movies. Have you ever seen The Exorcist? Now that's proper scary. There's this part where the girl's head spins around." The Sorians' displays completely collapsed. In their culture, being considered less frightening than entertainment media was a humiliation beyond comprehension. Professor Darrington, who had been watching from the observation deck, activated the intercom. "Class dismissed. Emma, please report to my office. I believe we need to discuss adding a new course to our curriculum, Human Psychological Immunity and its Tactical Applications." As the Sorians slunk away, their scales a dull gray of embarrassment, one of the younger students asked Emma, How did you do that? Weren't you afraid at all? Emma shrugged. I worked retail during Black Friday. After that, nothing really scares you anymore. The Academy would later record this as the first documented case of a human winning a duel through sheer, weaponized indifference. Retry Claude can make mistakes. Please double-check responses.